In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, one God, Amen. Happy life. When you ask everyone what you really want, they will tell you, I want a happy life, I want a happy life, I want a happy life. And when you ask people who are going through very, very, very tough times in their life, they tell you, I'm not happy in my marriage, I'm not happy in my job, I'm not happy in this. And this is the theme, back and forth. And even we, including myself, ask our kids, did you have fun in this trip? Did you have fun in this thing? Did you enjoy it? Did you have fun? We are always asking and pointing to fun, which is being happy or feeling happy. And happy is linked. What is the difference between happiness and joy? Because the Bible, even the Bible of today, the Lord is speaking in John 16, very famous part. Therefore you now have sorrow, but I will say to you again, your heart will rejoice. He didn't say that your heart will be happy. In the fruits of the Spirit, the fruit of the Spirit, some are ruh. Happiness is not there, it is joy. السعادة والفرح, or happiness and joy. Happiness means something to happen, that you will be happy. Something to happen, so I will win something, I will get a new car, I will buy something. It's all about something to happen. But even when nothing is happening, joy is there, because joy is depending on our relationship with God. And it is a trap that all of us are going through, and many of us, even some families, you will speak, we are not happy anymore, we are not happy anymore, we are not happy, I want a way out. So does God want us to be happy? No. God wants us to be holy, and when we are holy, we will be happy. This is on a side note. God does not, because what is the will of God? The will of God is sanctification. هذه إرادة الله قداستكم. This is one of the wills of God. And today I want to share with you also one of the wills of God, because it said, this is the will, this is God's will for you. And before this verse, this is 1 Thessalonians 5:16. Before this, there are 3 very short commandments, and this is the key for being really happy, or the term happy of the word, which means joyful from a spiritual perspective. What are the 3 things that God is saying, this is the will, this is God's will for you? 1 Thessalonians 5:16. Rejoice always, pray continually, give thanks in all circumstances. Rejoice always, افرحوا في كل حين, صلوا كل حين, واشكروا على كل شيء. Rejoice always, pray continually, give thanks in all circumstances. And the problem is, me personally, for many years, when you ask me about what is the will of God, I will give you the Bible verses. This is the will of God, your sanctification. The will of God is the salvation of everyone, and they will know, they will be back to the truth and the knowledge of God. The will of God is, but it never clicked with me that the will of God is those 3 things, because it says it very clearly: rejoice always, pray continually, give thanks in everything, or in all circumstances, for this is the will of God for you in Christ Jesus. This is the will of God, that we will rejoice, that we will pray, that we will give thanks. And in the time of Thanksgiving, I was telling someone that I think this is one of the best celebrations in the US, that is really, I really enjoy it, because it is really, really aligning with the commandment of God to give thanks. So there was a man, this story happened in the US. There was a man who was very rich, He had a young girl, she had a car accident, brain damage in the car accident, and she was admitted in a long-term rehab with a very, very high security measures, because even some of the youth or the people the patients in this rehab are very violent because of the brain damage, and they can hurt others. And they locked this little girl in a high security room behind the bars, where very, very few interaction is done with her. And this guy was devastated, lost all hope, and he was heartbroken for many, many, many years. And she's not, his daughter is not awake, she's not alert, and she is deteriorating every day. One day he started, his faith was shaking, and he told God, you know what, you don't love us anymore, because if you really love us, you would have intervened in those 7 years. After 7 years, this is happening. And you can heal her, but you are not. And I think that you love the people more than us. And he was shaken from within, but he was very genuine and honest with God. Then a voice came to him, you need to give thanks that your daughter is still alive and in this place. And he flipped and he told God, you know what, I give thanks for what? For my daughter is going through this, for the accident, so we lost her, so even when we visit her, she doesn't know that we are there, and this is not fair. And he started rebelling very harshly to God. And he listened to the same voice. You need to give thanks that your daughter is in this place. And he said, no, I'm not giving thanks, and you know what? It is better for me to die and to take us all, I don't care. He started going back and forth with God, was very bitter in his heart, which is totally understandable. And he keeps listening to the same message. You need to give thanks because your daughter is in this place and she is still alive. And he told God in the end, after a back and forth, he told God, you know what, I can't give thanks for this. This is not fair, and I'm not seeing anything good. Then he was planning to visit his daughter in the rehab center, and he said, even what is the point of visiting her? She doesn't know that I'm visiting her anyway. But he said, I will go. And before going, he said, he lifted up his heart and he told God, I can't promise you that I will be able to give thanks, but you can work in me to at least say it with my tongue instead of, because I can't say it with my heart. The dad reached all the way till the bars of the room, and he lifted up his heart and he told God, I will tell you one thing, thank you because she is still living. I know I love her so much, but I know that you love her more than I, and you can intervene if you see fit. And once he stayed in front of, he is behind the bars and his daughter is inside, and he was crying and praying to God, and his daughter called, I want daddy, I want daddy. And this was the first time ever she speaks in the past 7 years. She went up from her bed and she hugged her dad from between the bars, and they were in tears, and all the rehab centers were there, and they did an investigation, and she left the rehab center in that day. We need to give thanks. We need to give thanks, regardless of the situation that you are in, and learn from the three whole youth. When the king told them, offer incense to the idols or we are going to kill you, what did the three whole youth said? We are not going to offer incense, and we trust that God is going to save us. If God is not going to save us, it doesn't make a difference, because we trust in the will of God more than in you. They told him this. So we are not going to offer incense. If God delivered us, this is great. If he chose not to deliver us, this is also great, because here when we are giving thanks in all things and trusting God in all things, the problem is we fall in the trap of happiness, which is bringing us down, because it is related to things that we do or things that we have or things that people are mentioning about it. Okay, you post 2 things on Instagram, your friend is having 100 likes, you are having 2 likes, you feel depressed. So what is happening here? We are becoming wired with the mindset that our value is in something that is virtual. Our value is in something virtual, doesn't even exist or exist online. But giving thanks is a key, and is a key to set us apart from the stronghold of happiness and comparison, and I'm waiting for something to happen for me, or I'm waiting for more people to like me on Facebook, or more people to like my post on whatever. And we are obsessed because it is moving. The one who is focusing on happiness is focusing on himself. The one who is focusing on joy is focusing on the Spirit of God who is working in him. And here is the difference. When I'm obsessed with myself, this is where the path is leading. When I'm obsessed with pleasing God and having the fruit of the Spirit, this is where we get. So in order really to live a happy life, this commandment is very simple. Rejoice always, pray continually, and in everything give thanks, to whom is the glory forever and ever.